Currently, it is 2 a.m. in the morning at the time of me making this video. Been watching nothing but Gintama back to back to back, episode after episode, getting pots of coffee and drinking pots of coffee and watching Gintama. And I didn't actually look at the clock until it was like 1:20 a.m. and I'm like, oh shit, time flew by. I need to actually watch an episode of Code Geass and get a review up for all of you, since there hasn't been an episode review of Code Geass in the past couple days. So, yeah, and that led me to here where I'm doing this review right now. So, just wanted to, talk about that, because it's just been a crazy night watching Gintama one after another. It's been a really fun ride. But anyways, this episode of Code Geass, damn, I'm not a big fan of Suzaku at all. In this episode, straight up, what he did, like, grabbing Lelouch's sister, just running off with her, and then what he did with the phone call and shit like that, it just, right now, I am at that point where I am not liking Suzaku's character at all. I am not. Because, just his character, I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, Suzaku, stop it. And the sad thing about this episode, the irony, is that Lelouch's sister is turning into another Yuffie, or a Euphinator. And I'm like, oh my god, are we really going to probably go down this path? And I'm like, no, this is not a good sign at all, because the last time that happened, look what happened. I mean, the Euphinator. So, Lelouch's sister wants to pretty much become another Yuffie. That's what she's trying to do. And Suzaku's trying to, I'm guessing, protect the Viceroy, trying to protect her and stuff like that. He's being kind. And for the most part, the episode is very action-based. Like, this episode has a lot of action in it, and a lot more action than normal episodes of Code Geass usually have. I mean, when it comes to Code Geass and its action, usually there's tactics and strategy and, stuff like that going on. But with this episode of Code Geass Season 2, it was mainly just seeing mechs fight each other. Like, that's what it was. Like, you had this one mech pop up, it could fly, beating the shit out of Kain and, kicking the shit out of the mech. And then all of a sudden, she can fly and then fighting that mech and so forth, so on. So, this episode was like mech versus mech. That's what this episode was. And it was a good episode, just a lot of action, and I mean, there was a little bit of lack of tactics when it came to this episode, like normal episodes do of Code Geass when it comes to the fights, but it wasn't necessarily a bad episode. It was a good episode, just I noticed that this episode is really orientated on mech versus mech. But it's not nothing that's major an issue. Getting on to the real topics of discussion, though, with the episode, there is a plot point that is dropped upon us in this episode, and I'm thinking like, okay, whoa, what the fuck? So, apparently, Lelouch's father, the Emperor of Britannia, his brother, his big brother, is V2? What? No, well, did I miss some shit? Like, what the fuck? Like, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? So, the Emperor has, like, a big brother. I don't know if he's actually meaning that in a literal sense, or if he's just saying that because he has so much respect for V2. I have no idea. But, clearly, V2 and the Emperor have a connection. They're connected. Kind of like, how Lelouch is. So, this episode. To get on to the main points, okay? This episode is a really good episode. It's pretty simple. Lelouch goes and tries to save his little sister from Britannia. That's what this main objective of this episode is. It's a good episode. I like it. I like the setup of it. Getting to see how Lelouch is getting really pissed. I'm like, oh, he is getting livid. Like, he's definitely going to be killing some people, cutting people's heads off if this continues up, because in this episode, he was just walking in the ship, and he was just walking down this row of people, and he's like, die. Like, he told everybody around him to die, and they were just killing themselves. I'm like, oh my god, like, it just shows you how dark Lelouch is in this series. I fucking love that. Like, I love that shit so much. When Lelouch is being a badass, and he's like, just die, and oh, damn. You can never get enough of Lelouch, but that's not the main thing, okay? This episode, it's set up something very interesting. It's set up to where Lelouch's little sister does not agree with what Zero is doing. And so with this, it makes me wonder what's going to happen. I mean, like, Zero is Lelouch, and Lelouch is Zero, and what's going to happen when, you know, Lelouch's little sister is going to find out about who killed Yuffie? I mean, it's not just that either. I mean, if she does find out Lelouch is Zero, what's she going to do? Because he killed innocents. He did kill innocents. So we're in a very difficult situation in this episode, because now the entire reason why Lelouch fights in the first place is to set up a homeland for his sister to live in peace. That's the entire cause of the fight with Britannia and the Black Knights. It is. It's the entire motive behind Lelouch that drives him as a character. And if she turns against him, I wonder what decisions and choices and, you know, different things Lelouch is going to do if that does come down to that. Because, I mean, if your very motive of wanting to rebel against Britannia is gone and crushed, what do you do? I mean, if she was killed by Britannia, I know for a fact Lelouch would want to get revenge. That's what his main motive would be after that. But it's quite different when she's being set up into a spot to where she's kind of against her own brother. The very person that, you know, Lelouch looks up to a lot, and loves a lot, and cares for. So, this episode, it sets up that, and I'm interested and curious to see what direction it's going to take from this point onward. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi.